Jeez, what am I doing? Not even putting things at the right volume for all you wonderful people. How is everyone doing tonight? We are getting ready for match number 1 of Series 3, Division 1, Week 4. What a mouthful that is. But after this week, there will be an off week, so we will be taking a break in between. I'll probably still pick either Monday or Tuesday, depending on what's going on, to cast some scrims myself. So we should be able to have some fun with that. And then we're only gonna do one day next week because Smirzera League will be on a week-long break, or at least I believe that is what was previously planned. Then we should be able to hop right back into it. It looks like Alcadzia gonna be fighting up against Bonsai. Aguilar's goes down to Cowboy, going for the sprays. On to Ciro, who's trying to trade some shots, but Cowboy takes down a second. And now there's 2 remaining on Bonsai. Jop gonna have to try and get over to Ciro as quick as he can to try and get the res. Roth pushing forward. Cowboy, he's watching for the cross. He knows where Ciro might be. He sees the cross happening. Jop taking a lot of shots. Doesn't go down from Roth. And now the nade being prepped. The nade being thrown. Should be good. It is. Gets the flush. Gets the knock. And Loki, the last one. Last shots coming out from Cowboy. Loki does get the knock onto 1. Does he have a nade or anything that he might be able to flush him with? Is Alcadzia. They're just pushing forward. The nade goes through. DIY takes him down. Bonsai eliminated within just 3 minutes of starting our first match today. Anybody who's not here at the beginning of this is going to miss out on that one, unfortunately for them. Quick start to this one. We're not waiting for anything before the action starts, and now we have 4 pushman up against nobody holds. Tifu takes a couple of shots, is able to survive and not go down. Question is, Seifu, can he find someone else and hit a shot with the bolty? Seifu trying to pay attention to any surroundings that he can. But it looks like overall, this is a little bit quieter of a drop. The team's trying to play it slow, trying to play it very strategically. They do not want to be the team that takes the first knock. We have 2 different E-pickups going out. It looks like Liquid taking one, Mira taking the other. But Sparking, he's still just chilling over by the E-pickup on our screen. I don't know if it's just a spectator glitch or what. Because he's not moving at all over there in Jordan Pool. No, it looks like he's just prepping another E-pickup. Okay. Crazy. Just coming in afterwards. There's... Interesting. Don't quite know how they ended up with 2 E-pickups over there. In South George, over by the crates, but they did, and they're gonna use both of them. I don't know if Sparking just missed out, or what happened. But he's not with the rest of his team right now, and it's gonna be a little while until he is. Luminosity, they've taken Heaven. Meanwhile, over in Mansion, you have AKA. We did start this match, though, with all 64 players. We are down 60 very quickly, because of the couple of hunt drops we had, and one team getting completely wiped. But we did start with a full 64 players in the lobby, not a single one missing, like we had for a couple of games last week on Wednesday. So that's always a good thing. Gonna be exciting to see how the teams are going to be able to play in this one. Who's going to be able to take the top spot. Let me... well, it's quiet. We're going to pull this up so we can see last week. Mira got first place. Team Liquid with third. Alcadzia only got 8th place last week. It still does leave them first and second overall in the leaderboards. So then you go down. Luminosity got 4th. 4-0 got 5th. Systematicos only got 12th. They barely survived. Last Resource, they dropped down into the next group. Meanwhile, Bonsai made it up from first place in Division 2 to get up here. Fairy Tail, 6th place last week in Division 1. They had a great game. Nobody Holds, they got 2nd place in Division 2. That's why they are up here. So you kind of see the teams that did really good and everything. Who got? Yeah, so Mira got first place last week. Beautiful stuff there to see the overall leaderboards. Definitely a fight for the top 4 right there. 4-0. They have good work that they need to do to be able to make it all the way up there. But always fun to take a quick look at that. Team Storm, Slayer, Mendez, LeBluff, Catcher, JSN. Making their way up. Another one of the teams that made it up from Division 2 last week. Oh, he's cutting off Baki. Baki, he's flipping. Baki's gonna stop. Baki almost gets run over by Mendez. Oh no, Mendez, he's gonna get stuck. Only 6 health points remaining. Does he make it out of here? Was a little bit risky to go for the shots. Really, the drive as Baki does end up getting the knock to flush. Surely to follow. Mendez goes down. Unfortunately for Baki, he is just kind of out in the middle of nowhere. He is surviving. So we'll see if he can continue to survive, aka dealing with Team Storm, the rest of them crashing on as LeBluff Catcher takes a couple of headshots. No bluff in there. And Team Storm, they're down to a single player still on his feet. Trisk gonna be moving forward. Does he try and throw the blue zone nade forward? He is a little bit maybe later than what would have been wanted. Slayer may be able to avoid that. Where does it actually go? Yeah. Slayer takes another headshot as Croc ends up doing a lot of damage. Disney goes down to his own nade. Must have bounced off the side of the building and right back towards him. Slayer gonna need to be rezzed immediately, and he is. Disney getting picked up by the teammate. Dragged back. Croc just staring over at that compound. He wants to find members of Team Storm, but they are just going to be hunkered down. Disney, he's going to be rezzed. And aka, they're going to be sharing their compound. Luckily not any part of the main compound, just the very outskirt building. Killing spree. Gets Hill on to dead. Killing spree. Are they the 4th team? I think they're the 4th team that I haven't mentioned that made it up from Division 2 for week number 4. Lady Coon, Rust, 2 of the members. Biel was another one. Locadzia could be going somewhere. Roth, he's got to be careful not to run straight into Caspitan, though. Cowboy gonna take the compound all the way back here. Oh. Brock doing some good work here. Looks like they've eliminated Team Smirzera. They're rotating by Toyo. One knock on each side. The rest of Toyo gonna have to try and respond to that. Smirzera gets the flush onto LFP1, but Benya, he's knocked. He's spotted out. The shot's coming through from Fakeson. Oh, and the bolty connects. That's a knock onto Smirzera. Toyo down to their last member in Caspitan, well up on the hillside, way closer to the members of Alcadia, who are very spread out, controlling so much of the eastern side of zone, ready for anywhere this zone may go to. Roth, he is going up on top of that hillside now, trying to look for something. Caspitan rotating away as Mira solidify themselves inside the compound, bringing all their vehicles into safety. They want to make sure to protect the tires for when they have to get out of there. It looks like AKA they get another knock, this time onto 4-0. Vapsker goes down. AKA, they're up to 3 kills already. They've gotten more damage, more knocks than that. And they are looking on fire currently. We'll see if they're going to be able to turn that into a really good end game as we get ready for phase number 3 to pop. The blue zone shrinking. Pretty much every team besides 4 pushmen already in the zone already has a spot. So the question is, how is it going to play out? Who is going to be able to have the best spot? Be prepared for the best spot. Alcadia still so much space taken. Luminosity, they got a 2-2 split going on in the middle along with Team Liquid, but the Luminosity one, it's a little bit easier to rotate to each other than the Team Liquid one. So depending on how the zone pulls, how everything plays out with all the teams rotating, Team Liquid could have a much more detrimental split than Luminosity, if they're not going to be able to get their 2 players back to each other. Loot 12 sparking, especially in that J compound, that can be a little bit difficult to keep your tires in working condition with all the angles and spots that people can look at you from. AKA, it looks like they're ready to move. They're not expecting it to pull back down towards the mansion, so they are pushing forward. But I don't think they have to leave. I think, yeah, Nanu's turning around immediately and taking that building back. As I think we have pretty much a southern shift with this zone. I think Team Liquid, yeah, see the southern part of the zone right on the edge of Mansion, a little bit further than it. So AKA gonna be in a wonderful spot. Team Liquid, they have their 2-2 split. Really not a ton to worry about right now. Neither does Team Liquid, but they may have to decide to commit to one of them, as we're going to see teams getting ready to rotate into this zone, and they're going to commit to something. Eventually the space is going to run out, and we are going to see a team crash onto someone else. As Roth, he was up on this hill before, but it looks like Alcadia, they've already started to make their rotate up towards the north. They know that a lot of the space was free because of the amount of info that they gathered in the last zone being completely spread out. So we see 4-0. They did get the res back onto Vapsker after he got knocked earlier. Now they're just going to be relaxing on the very edge of the zone, which isn't really too bad of a spot to be. You might be able to get a good scout into this next zone as 4 pushmen They were already on the edge of the last zone, so now they really got to try and send it somewhere. The question is, where do they send it to? As it looks like they're going right towards Luminosity. That's one of the two-mans. Gats gets the knock on to Karam. Seifu goes down to Kilowai. Kilowai gets the knock on to Bizzler. Gats takes out Kilowai. Trades happening back and forth. And the last member gets taken down by Voxic. The support was there. Gats, he's got to dodge, dip, dive to get over to Bizzler and get the res off. As we see the kill feed light up. Lady Coon goes down. Baki trying to get the flush, not able to. Gladios gets the knock. H11 Jr. spotted out, but he takes him down. Gladios goes down to the members of 55. Killing spree. They're down to a solo and unknocked player. No Kadzia. They may have heard a little bit of the shooting. Looks like DIY. Getting a little close to this, seeing if he can spot anything. They do have a member out in the play zone still right now that can just flank behind everyone. As it looks like Roth and Rello slowly making their way over here. You hear the vehicle of Roth now. As the Lynx sounds out. Cowboy going for a spray. DIY coming over the top. Gets the knock onto Mixstall. And he has the rock to work with. Baki, H11 Jr. further forward. H11 Jr. spotted out. The shot's not coming out. Biel gets a knock onto Baki. BD Biel. H11 Jr. coming under fire. Now spotted out. He does get the knock onto Roth. DIY goes down as he goes for the reload. DIY, he's gonna prep the stun, throw it forward. And he does find the angle, finds the shots. 55 go down in 13th as we see another player get taken out of a vehicle. Fakes in, pushing forward over towards where Luminosity just recrashed onto. Both duos now here. You have the full four-man. Fakes in. What can he do? He's got to avoid the nades. Got to avoid the Molotov. Snakers finds Fauna. The flush quickly to follow. Gats gets fakes in, and now Quan. 1v4 getting shot at from different angles. What can he do? More shots coming out from Liquid Sparking. Getting good shots onto that. As Quan, he's just hunkered down, surviving right now. More nades coming through, and Quan, he goes down. Voxic gets credited with the kill. Luminosity in the very center. So Liquid, they're going to stick with the 2-2 split, and they're going to take the previous compound that Luminosity had as one of their compounds. Cowboy still 2 shots left in the Lynx, looking towards Team Liquid. They have a 2-2 split, but they really should try and consolidate. Anything past Phase 3 is really more of a risk over reward kind of situation. And Zera, he's been knocked for Systematico's loss, and I want to try and come over, get the res. He should be able to, no problem. Stops the vehicle. Smoke's going out. Dead end. They want to try and get the nades over here. They want the points. They want the flushes. Nade goes out, does some decent damage. The second one, it does even more, but just barely, not enough. The shots come through. Pirlo finds Lawson and Zera barely surviving right now. Nade coming out from Ribeiro, and with the shots, it gets the knock. MHP getting some shots. Ribeiro goes down to the blue zone. The flush trying to come out from MHP, but Ribeiro looks like he's just going to let the blue zone do all the damage. Lawson and Zera still alive, and Zera taking shots from Clausen. Now Fairy Tale ahead of these players. Trisk finds the knock onto MHP. Croc does get the confirm. And now Zera further forward. Croc getting more shots onto Fairy Tale. Brightside had to back off. Couldn't find the finish onto Zera and Lawson. Now the nade coming out. Clausen gets the finish onto Systematicos, who go down in 11th. 1000, he's the last member remaining for that team. AKA, they have lost a couple of tires. I don't know how well that's going to go up and over the hill, Croc. But he does want to make it forward. They do have to make it into the zone. 4-0 is right here. DNL gets the knock onto Nanu. The vehicle running forward. Ooh, I thought it was going to end up getting the flush onto Nanu. As now Lopez does confirm the kill, AKA going to be fighting their way into the zone up against 4-0. Croc looking towards Vapeskar, who's incredibly low now, just barely behind the tree. Angle trying to be spotted. Can Vapeskar get a first aid off? Yes, he can. Croc looking for whatever he can. The smokes come out. Vapeskar should have a way into the zone now. Croc and Trisk both with 2 kills apiece. Disney gets the knock on to Lopez. DNL the next. As they're just going to pick Lopez up, and they're going to try and back him off. Vapeskar trying to get covering fire. He goes down to the shots from Croc. And now Trisk coming up and over. DNL, what can he do? He takes a headshot. What a peek through the vehicle. Disney with the cover. Gets the knock. Gmo, the last one left on 4-0. As AKA up to 6 kills. Should be able to get the flush, and that makes it 7. Great first match from them, already up to 7 kills, 1 placement point at least. Toyo trying to go up against the final member as Toyo gets eliminated by Nobody Holds. HFit, great Molotov right onto the body. Team Liquid, they've converged up onto that northern compound. They're fighting Alcadzia for the north side of the zone. Then they have a little bit of space. Nobody Holds over towards the east. Luminosity still right in the center. The west is where Fairy Tale is, with the south being AKA. Plenty of mayhem for these teams to try and figure out. Team Liquid probably the best shift they could have asked for with that zone. They are, I want to say, the closest players to center. Maybe not necessarily close to center, but they are the closest to center. But Nobody Holds is going to have to make a move. Luminosity barely inside the play zone. And then you have Fairy Tale, who has to make a move, and AKA the team that may have to move just as far as Fairy Tale. Question is, where are the teams going to commit? What do they think the weak side is, and where do they think they can play off of it? There might be a little bit of a ridge line right below Team Liquid, but they have to deal with Luminosity if they go to that, if there's not enough cover for them to completely block off the sight lines. This Croc, he takes a good shot from the members of Team Liquid. They're going to hop into the vehicles, and they're going to start their rotate. Gmo still alive for 4-0, and Disney going to have to be aware of it. Gmo may just want to go for the shots, and he does try and get some shots. Nothing connects onto AKA, and now they're going to turn their attention towards Gmo, who it looks like just going to prep a couple of nades, throw them forward. That actually looks really good, and he does get a flush onto Disney, so that's another point before he goes down and out, as Luminosity take down Fairy Tale. Does Gmo have any more nades that he can use towards AKA? He's done so much damage. Util was phenomenal. He's gotten himself into the top 6, trying to prep a couple of smokes. He's got 3 first aids to work with. Alcadzia committing to the fight up against Liquid. Snakers getting taken down from behind. DIY gets the knock. Sparking goes down. Luke 12, the last remaining 1v2 up against Alcadzia. The blue zone going out, and it is going to do enough to stop the res. Luke 12. More blue zones getting prepped. More blue zones getting thrown. Can they do anything? One member does go down for Elkadzia. Second one, Luke 12 goes down to DIY. And Elkadzia, they survive, but only as a two-man Luminosity take the opening and get into the building below Elkadzia. As AKA and Nobody Holds are fighting each other. Trisk with a great Molotov and AKA 10 kills. 2 players left alive. Luminosity against AKA and Elkadzia, our last 3 teams remaining. As Luminosity immediately looking to go up onto the roof. And that Uaz perfectly positioned to get a little bit extra of a boost. As Luminosity, they have 10 kills of their own. We're talking about AKA having a great game. Luminosity have gotten 10 kills and they still have 4 players left. That's phenomenal from them. Gatsy gets a knock onto Croc. DIY, Roth spotted out. Snakers takes a couple of headshots though. Huge shots from Roth as the nade gets thrown forward. Does some good damage, but not enough. 6 bullets left for Voxic. Snakers, oh no, is he stuck? Hopefully they can just hop in the vehicle and move it. DIY trying to go for a different angle. The shot's coming through. Nothing connects. Tire is popped. And now he's spinning out. The nade's going forward. So much damage done. And he goes down. But Roth, he gets the nade. Or the knock onto Snakers. And he gets a flush. So that is another point for Elkadzia, who have 15 kills. 10 kills apiece for Luminosity and AKA. But Elkadzia is like, oh, we can do you one better. We'll just chill here with 15. Croc doing so much damage. 682. He has the most damage in the lobby currently. Roth getting shot at from everyone. Vehicle about to blow up. Croc gets the final shot. And that's another kill for Luminosity and AKA. Now both at 11. Rock 5 kills. So much damage. Having a phenomenal first game in this one. So we're going to see 3v2 AKA versus Luminosity. Who's going to take the win here? Voxic, he has a little bit of an off angle for Luminosity. While AKA, they have almost nothing to work with. Just smokes have gone out to try and give them whatever cover they can work with. Voxic taking some shots. Can he get any more onto Trisk? Trisk does hit one onto Voxic. Bizzler's been taken down to about half. AKA can get the opening knock. They are still in this one. Trying to move their way forward. It looks like almost out of smoke. Good shot onto Voxic. Not the headshot they wanted though. Bizzler connects with one of his own. It's the players for Luminosity going to be making their way forward. Trisk, they know that he's still probably there on that tree. Croc just barely over the top of the smoke, spotted out Voxic. Croc, he doesn't have a vest to work with, so the long-range shot's definitely going to work the best. As soon as they get into spray range, he is going to go down very quickly to just a couple of shots from the AUG. The head peeking out, headshot onto Voxic, but Croc goes down to Gats, and now there's only Trisk remaining. The shots come through, and down he goes. Luminosity winning match number 1 with 13 kills, 2,100 damage, 9 assists. But Elkadzia, 3rd place, 15 kills, and AKA 2nd place and 11 kills. Absolutely insane game there from the top 3 teams in the lobby. Absolutely dominating to start match number 1. But with that, we're going to go to a quick break before we get ready for match number 2. So we will be right back for more beautiful Erangel. Here we go, match number 2. What kind of excitement will await us? Are we gonna have any more hot drops? It looks like Alcadzia going from the Pavka again. And this time not gonna be fighting Bonsai for it, as they went to Millie base. Meanwhile, Pachinki is still gonna be a hot drop potential. Last time they were able to kind of soft drop it. One team landed on the north, one on the south. They looted up and got out of there without fighting each other. And we have another eastern zone. As I hit something on my desk. Well, we have an eastern zone. But this time much farther to the south. And it looks like this time nobody holds, gets the south side. And 4 pushmen get the north side. As, Fairy Tail and AKA are also in a fight? Or was that just a one-off? Where is Fairy Tail? No, they might have just been a one-off. Yeah, Trisk ended up with a kill onto one of the members of Fairy Tail, but it looks like Fairy Tail is also right next to someone of another team. Up towards the north, yeah, Team Liquid, Sparking, gets a kill onto Akim. Very unfortunate start for Fairy Tail there, as they have 2 members go down, kind of just in the middle of nowhere. Liquid, they're gonna pick up a vehicle and they're gonna make it out of here. And that's how that one starts. Looking at our leaderboard, Luminosity. Phenomenal first game from them. They puts them in first place, aka they got second place. But because of Alcadzia's 15 kills, they are 3 points behind. Because Alcadzia did get a wonderful third place. And those teams are by far separated from the rest of the team so far. Liquid, they got 7 kills, nobody holds 5 kills, and then it's 4, 3, 3, 2, 2, 2, 2, 1. And 3 goose eggs down at the bottom. So you have Bonsai, Team Storm, 4 Pushmen, and Killing Spree that just ended up with a little bit of a lower ranking on the first game as Taifu gets spotted out by Kilowai. Kilawi. I feel like Kilowai just flows off my tongue so much better, and I can say it faster in the middle of all the action. So, unless someone actually knows the proper way to pronounce his name, I'm going with Kilowai for now. And if someone does know the proper way to pronounce his name, I would obviously love to know. Nothing better than knowing how to pronounce another player's name. Nanu, Trisk, rotating around in a couple of buggies. Buggy boys, that's what they are right now. Trisk going back to pick up Croc, surely to try and find another vehicle for the members of AKA. There is a hard spawn over here. I don't know if it's been grabbed yet or not. Disney would surely have the information for his teammates already. As it looks like he's just gonna be rotating around on the pedal bike for right now. It looks like the hard spawn has been taken by someone, quite possibly the members of 55, who are just a little bit farther forward. Plent's over there with the revolver. And that is a shot going towards Trisk already. You have to imagine, if you're counting... Ooh, this fight starting to pop off as nobody holds. They've lost 3. Seifu has gone down. But now Taifu, the first one spotted out on nobody holds, has been spotted out at this point. Shots going through for the flushes. Now Taifu, he's the last one left. Nobody holds. They did get 5 points last match, but it would be a bummer to go out with 0 in the second. Meanwhile, for Pushmen, they started the first game off with 0. They are already up to 3, taking down most of the members of Nobody Holds. Can they find the last remaining member and take out the first team of match number 2? Or is it just going to be a little while longer before we see anything really happen with them? Killing spree. Going right across that bridge there. Lady Coon in the vehicle. Or in the bike. Zooming around. Nothing says I am speed quite like riding around on a motorcycle in this game. They're so much fun to ride around on. Grab a pistol and just like try and harass people sometimes too. Have some fun with it. Super, super entertaining, as it looks like Luminosity, they were over towards Heaven, but obviously barely in the zone, so they want to keep on rotating. Killing spree are like, oh wow, you guys are going to clear the way for us, and we can kind of follow behind. But no, it looks like they are going to go further towards the coast, as look at all the people along the main road. It's absolutely crazy, the amount of people on the main road leading towards the bridge for Military Island. It's like, well, if we really need to, we might be able to make a quick rotate onto the island. But of course, it's only going to be the first couple of teams that are actually going to be able to make it over there successfully if it does somehow pull straight down to the south. What a crazy shift that would be. Storm looking over toward Bonsai. Shots being traded, and it looks like Bonsai getting the better of it so far. Can Team Storm find an angle, find a bullet or two, get a couple of shots? They do finally find a shot onto Aguilar's. That's another member of Mira going down. That is unfortunate in the kill feed to see Mira starting to take some losses. We know how wonderful they can be based on the fact that they got first place last week. But now they've lost 2 players already to start match number 2, and they only have 2 kill points after match number 1. Sparking. Spark. Okay, there we go. Someone go give Sparking a couple of driving lessons real quick. He's starting to flip cars. That is definitely not what you want when you're playing at this level. Luckily, they are rotating in with the blue zone after rotating probably all the way to South George, honestly. They do like the loot there, and they know how to loot it very well. And they are rotating in now from very far away as the zone pops. Where does it go? It looks like it does pull north, so nobody really has to worry about the bridge at all. Potato Hill. There's a possibility that you can play a little bit over towards there. That is an open position. Right now, Fairy Tale. They're one of the later rotators, besides, like, 2 teams. As it looks like Luminosity gonna take Hall of Fame and Junkyard. Gonna be trying to thrive over there, see what they can do. They had a good first match obviously 13 kills and the chicken dinner. Can they have another phenomenal match already in this one and put themselves in a very comfortable spot for the rest of this? Obviously, this week really is a little bit less about placement, even though you still do see the relegation zone. And it is all about trying to get as high on the leaderboard as you can. You don't really got to worry about relegation or anything. You just have to worry about how high on the leaderboard you can try and make it. Slayer. Oh no, he's taken Molotov. He's taking blue zone, and down he goes. Aguilar's. And Zero finds the bluff catcher. So that's 2 down for Team Storm already. Oh, just barely stepping into the edge of the Molotov. Mendez, he finds the knock onto Aguilar's. Jop and Zero over here. Mendez does get the flush, so that's at least a point going for Team Storm. The res coming out. Zero regrouping. The blue zone pushes them off of the building a little bit. Purdy goes down to Loki. As Loki, the last member for Bonsai in this compound, trying to go for the shots onto Luke 12. Can't find the angle, and down he goes. Now Jop, Zero, they've taken down Mendez. They just have to worry about the players above, and down they go. Zero finds the kill onto Slayer and Team Storm. Our first team eliminated for match number 2. 50 players alive. So we've lost 14 players, but only our first team just now. As Loki and Aguilar's down for Bonsai as they pick up 4 kills. Team Dead. What can Dead do? They are on the very eastern part of the zone. It looks like they may just try and play a little bit more on the edge for right now. Alcadzia gonna be further up the hill near the lumberyard. Rello, Cowboy looking over. As we see this time and time again, Roth, he's out in the blue zone. He's kind of flanking around Alcadzia. So he has an idea of where they are. He hears the vehicles and everything. So he's just like sneaking up. Rello has a UMP. What is this? Oh, Dead. They're going to be making their rotate, and I think they're going to make it pass with no problems. The shot's coming out from Rello, but no bullets connected with any damage. Cowboy trying to get down and in front as the members of Dead do kind of stop up a little bit. Cowboy, he doesn't actually fully want to take this fight. As Alcadzia, they are going to have to try and make a move somewhere. 4-0. Gonna be rotating right over here as well. The shot's coming out from DIY. He gets so much damage on to Gmo. This Cowboy just trying to pop tires as they go by. Dead. Gonna be right here. Paradox spinning around one of the members of 4-0. As both teams still just try and continue forward, try and find a spot where they can stop. Vapeskir, he has lost a tire, getting shot at from everywhere. As, oh, Luminosity, they're going to be in the building. They take down DNL. Vapeskir getting sprayed at. The shot's coming through, not getting the knock, as now they do. DNL goes down. Voxic gets the flush onto Vapeskir, as Nanu got the knock onto him. So it looks like Systematico's fighting up against Team Liquid. A good nade onto N0, takes him down to about half health. Learn Shirley goes down in just a second. More Molotovs, more nades coming through. Purdy takes down Ribeiro. Now N0, the last one left. On the other side of the smoke, N0 is heard. The shot's coming through, the drop shot. And Luke 12, with the support of Alo, takes down And Zera. Alcadzia, they're making their way forward towards the shelter. 4-0. They had made it here. 2 members were alive. DIY trying to sneak up onto Lopez. Surely will be able to get the sneak onto him. The nade going up and over. Connects right near the vehicles, actually. Great nade for where the players of Alcadzia did pull up. But Gmo, Lopez, they went further down. They don't actually want to take this fight. They might be able to make it over to the other exit and just try and leave shelter that way. They might take a little bit of blue zone damage, but it'd be better to do it now rather than in phase 5. The question is, are they going to want to take the fight? Lopez does go for a nade as the nade goes back over. DIY gets the knockout to Lopez, and surely we're going to see Alcadzia trying to make some sort of push either away from this hill or on to that spot. As Luminosity, they've spread out a little bit. They're trying to take control of the zone. Snakers popping a smoke. Rello coming up and over as Alcadzia, they're crashing right onto this position. Rello gets the knock onto Snakers, but he's gonna go down surely to the shots from Bizzler, and he does. So that's 2 members down as Roth has been knocked. As we see the kill feed going crazy with kills, flushes, and teams going down. Rello, he's getting pulled up on the flush coming out from Voxic. Cowboy getting shot at by Voxic. More shots coming out. Cowboy just barely survived. No, Voxic! He hits the headshot as soon as he jumps out of the vehicle. The nade coming out. Voxic, how does he not go down from that? DIY goes down from the nade from Voxic, and now he's just out in the open. He gets the spray, and he takes down the 3 members of Alcadzia that were still remaining. He goes down to Toyo, but not before taking down 3 with him. Dead up against 55. What can MHP do? He takes down Mixall Plents, the next one, but he's getting shot in the back, and down he goes. 55, they're just barely surviving, but 4-0. They're going to be coming up and over the hilltop. Can they find the members? Do they spot him? Did Gmo spot him there? H11 Jr. still alive alongside Plents. Mixall, he has still been knocked. The first aid comes off. The stun's going up and over. It is going to be straight up 2v2, but the stun's coming over from 4-0. They could do some good things, but Lopez, he goes down to Plents. And now Gmo, the last one remaining. Looks like he's just going to actually back off of this fight. He doesn't want to take it right now. He wants 55 to try and push towards him. H11 Jr., he goes down. Gmo, he waited. Plents is there. The shot's coming out, and Plents able to take down Gmo. 55 still surviving. They might even be able to get back up to a 3-man. Meanwhile, LFP1, he's still alive for Mira, not in the zone anymore. So many teams have to move. Toyo, 4 pushmen. Members of 55, Mira, and then Killing Spree. All teams that have to move into the next zone, aka they are going to be in one of the best positions possible. Disney just has to be careful up on the rooftop. Caspitan spotted out by Nanu. Luminosity in the dip. More pushmen. Looks like their next fight might be against Toyo to try and get into the next zone. Emmy getting some shots over towards the rest of the members of 4 pushmen who had 0 points game 1, but they're up to 5 kills in game number 2. It is the start to a good turnaround game, but they're going to want to get a couple more points to really make it worth their while for not getting the points at the beginning. Seifu spots out Caspitan. Doesn't go for the shots yet. It's Emmy. He's close to Seifu's left. As Tiska, he takes down one. The spray from Seifu, he takes down another. But now Seifu just going to be out in the open. Benya is there. Emmy's to his left, and the smoke doesn't deploy in time. The nade goes out. As Benya is going to be trying to get the res onto his teammate. More nades going out. More smokes being deployed. Toyo. 2 players remaining, 4 pushmen. They are just pushing forward now. Seifu goes down. The shots coming out from MA. The 4x spray. It doesn't connect with all the shots he needs, but he swaps to the mini and takes down Tiska. Kilowai goes down to Benya, and he swaps right over, and he takes down Karam. 4 pushmen eliminated. Toyo up to 5 kills, killing spree. Looking to take down Joppa, the blue zone nade. It just bounces off the very edge. It's gonna do some damage onto Joppa. It's not gonna do nearly enough. A nade or something needs to follow. Another blue zone comes out, and the Molotov, and down he goes. Rusty gets the kill, and he gets a knock onto Plentz with the AUG to go alongside it. Lady Kun getting rezzed by Rusty. Killing spree. Having a good second match so far. BDBL gets the knock onto Mixstall. Now there's going to be 2 players left on 55. One more shot, and he'd actually be able to get the flush onto Mixstall, but just barely doesn't find it. Doesn't go for any more shots. Lady Kun incredibly low on armor. As the shots coming through from Caspitan. What a set of shots there as he hits almost everything. Benya gets the knock onto Rusty, and now H11 Jr. actually giving covering fire for the members of Killing Spree. Luminosity gonna be cutting a fine thread between 55 Killing Spree and Toyo, with AKA being able to see them from down below. Bizzler, the last one left. First place match number 1, and it's looking to be 7th place for match number 2, unless Bizzler can end up surviving this. H11 Jr. gets a re-knock onto Lady Kun. And it's actually Killing Spree going down in 11th as Plentz gets the nade onto BDBL. Oh, the flush trying to come out from Caspitan onto Gats as Emmy finds the shots onto Bizzler. In 6th place is what Luminosity comes up with, aka. And some good damage over onto the members of Mira, and Mira goes down 5th place. We're down to our top 4. 55 Toyo, aka Fairy Tale. As Brightside picks up a kill onto Emmy. First kill for Fairy Tale in this match. H11 Jr. gets the knock onto Caspitan as Dizane takes down Plentz. It's appearing to be... Oh, H11 Jr. He goes down to Nanu. A little bit of a lucky break there for Benya. So we have 3 solos, the members of AKA, and the knocked player of Caspitan. Benya making his way over here. Gonna try and get the res. Now it's grown ever so quiet. Toyo back up to a 2-man. Mixstall, oh, he was spotted out. The toes, they were there. And a headshot from Benya. 55 eliminated. Fairy Tale, aka Toyo, aka they have just everything. They have the entire zone. It looks like Toyo may be going to the side to try and deal with Brightside. Get the kill onto Fairy Tale. That way they can just make their way into zone and fight aka 2v3. Shots coming out from Caspitan. Does he spot out Brightside? Yes, Brightside has been spotted out. He tries to make the run, but he doesn't make it very far. Caspitan gets the kill, and Toyo, they're looking a little light on ammo. Both of them running 5s. Both of them have about a couple of clips left, if that, for their guns. Croc laying down with an MG3, aka they're kind of spread out. They've taken a good little bit of space. Croc being spotted out there by Benya. A little bit unfortunate, as shots now gonna come through. He's right there in the bush. But Croc, he just doesn't see him. The bush was enough cover for Benya there. As now Croc, he's just going to start making his way forward. Surely with that off angle, going to be able to do some damage. The timing, though, just doesn't work out. Caspitan makes it forward. Benya prepping another smoke to make sure that the cross is doable. Benya, he takes a good couple of shots from Croc. He's not able to follow it up with any more yet. Caspitan, he's spotted out in the open. The shots come through. Croc gets the knock. And now it's one player left for Toyo. Benya. What can he do? Good blue zone. The shot's coming through, and down he goes. Croc mops it up and gets the win for AKA in match number 2 with 8 kills for AKA. That's a great second match for them to follow it up, and they did something similar last week. Day number 1, they absolutely dominated on Erangel, and then they had a good couple of matches on the 3rd and 4th map, and then we just saw them kind of drop and drop and drop until eventually they were all the way down to the bottom, near the bottom of the leaderboard. But that is the end of match number 2, so we will be right back for match number 3. I'm muted. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, 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 ay. Oh, Rusty, he goes down from the side by Zero. Loki trying to get the shots onto Gladios, and he runs out of bullets. He swaps to them. K tries to go for the spray, doesn't get anything. BDBL goes down. Joppa traded by Lady Coon. And now Loki goes down to Gladios. Zero gets some shots over. Gladios goes down. Lady Coon versus Zero. The stun goes forward. Does a little bit, but not enough. 1v1. Lady Coon versus Zero. Lady Coon making the way over to try and get the res onto Rusty. And Zero prepping the nade. Throwing the nade, but it's nowhere near where it needs to be. Tries to prep another. It's still a little bit too high. The shot's going out from Lady Coon. Doesn't connect with the shots. Now Rusty back up and in the action. Panzer being grabbed. Lady Coon surely gonna get ready to just go forward. The Panzer goes out. The nade goes out. The nade does a lot of damage, and that's a bank nade. To get the finish, great nade from Lady Coon to take down Zero. Bonsai eliminated 16th. Where does he Slayer down there? Knock onto Lady Coon as Mira. A little bit spread out. They have plenty of options to play in these next zones. Should be able to do whatever they end up wanting to. Team Liquid, they're pulling up on one side of the river. Doesn't really look like anyone on the other side of the river to give them anything to shoot at currently. But a care package coming in, and P90. Luminosity surely will spot out the package. Snag themselves up a nice little P90. Lawson is knocked for Systematicos. Team Liquid, they're in shots onto both Systematicos and Mira. Surely Purdy is just going to spread you further down the riverside. Team Liquid, they are all in their vehicles ready to rotate wherever it may end up going. Oh, wow. Okay. That is a hard shift and a half. All the way over to the west. Ocadia. How do they want to play this one? They have plenty of options. They're going to have some good priority with the huge split that they have so far. Nobody holds, dropping in right next to Fairy Tale. Taifu, he took a little bit of damage, but it looks like the rest of Nobody Holds doing pretty A-okay. They fixed it pretty quick last time it did this. Hopefully they can this time as well. As Disney getting some shots over towards Cowboy. Everyone, please. I appreciate it. Welcome to my slideshow presentation on how to play PUBG. Now you see, you reload your mini. And if you're Plent, he's there, he's trying to give info to his team, relay it on the minimap and everything. in this, you saw the shot coming out from Bisler, and on the north you see Team Liquid rotating in. So with this slideshow, it's going to slowly show them rotating into the zone. So if you just look at their pathing as they go, slide by slide, you'll be able to see some of the optimal rotate paths to take in PUBG. However, being inside this zone is not preferable. Oh well. And I kind of enjoyed this slideshow presentation and going over it like that. That was funny. DJ, what's going on? How is your day going? I'm sure we'll be right back. Yeah. Yeah, it happens sometimes, DJ. I don't know what the plan is. Don't know what the plan is. TJ, I want both answers because I love getting as much info as possible. I want to hear everything. Hmm. I don't know what just happened. That is an honest answer, DJ. Um, Half of that absolutely sucks, and not what I would wish upon my worst enemy. And the other half, I'm happy that you at least have food and a roof over your head. This is the second division that Smirzera is looking at right now. Oh yeah, my phone is, it just drops signal whenever, yeah. Yeah. Oh dude, that's tripping me out. So I don't know if Smirzera was watching the same feed as me, so now he's just trying to find whoever he can that's currently up. Okay, so Toyo is down. Toyo's down. And from the looks of it, no one else is streaming their point of view. So Florian. Is this... Wait, is Pippa... Wait, Pippa's team isn't... This isn't... Excuse me, this isn't Toyo. Is Pippa not on Toyo anymore? This is when I need to be able to learn how to read Portuguese. Apparently. Yes, gran dia. Is a... Blank is a blank day. That's all I can read. So I don't think he's playing scrims. Or anything. Smirzera. Yeah, still nothing going on. Griffiths. Me. Felipe, which I think is who he has. Griffith. Yeah. This is, Fairy Tale. Let's give a follow to Griffith real quick. Gotta support all the wonderful PUBG players out here. Yeah. So, looks like Clean Feed, went down. That's all I know, currently. I don't know what else is going on. I mean, I guess I could turn, like, this on and... Oh, wait, this tab's muted, that's why I was like, why are we not?
Брат.
Так.
Стройки.
Блядь, как бы тебе спина, главное, не заехала.
Yeah, I know, DJ.
Я похилюсь.
Just when more people
Да, нормально,
were
нормально.
starting to join the stream, too, we end up, losing the clean feed.
Тачки в спине.
А мы не хотим просто вот так вот крашнуть, вот так вот. А я сверху встану и прикрою, и все, и как бы мы их отпиздим. А релик останется угол держать, или хуй знает, нужен ли релик.
Ты говоришь, нам 24 крашить?
Нет,
Да,
наверное,
тоже не понимаю.
лучше...
А
Нет,
сначала
там не
стекло по
4,
ним.
там не
No
4.
idea what's being said.
Просто лопа не бегает. Забейте, он спотнул. Он стоят на горке.
Мне попозже сделают, да, даже. Нет, ну имеется в виду, они в ангарах же не четвером стоят.
В ангарах трое. Там в ангарах стоит. Не можете так стоять. Так стоит.
Тут МБ
Why?
не...
Угол релика.
Wait.
Не, Арелик, ты же видишь вот этот вход, да? Вот этот единственный
Uh-huh.
вход.
Oh, our clean feed's back. I was like, those footsteps and stuff don't make sense. We got our clean feed back. All right, we're back. All right, Mira, Liquid, still alive. It looks like Toyo, alive. Yeah, how did I not notice that Pippa isn't on Toyo anymore? Like, what am I doing? 4 pushmen, going right into Toyo. Caspitan takes down Karam. As 4 pushmen, they go down. Systematico's Lawson is still alive, it looks like, as a solo. El Kadzia, they're up on the hillside, up as a 4-man. Cowboy gets a knock onto Akim. Fairy Tale only has Griffith left. Cowboy trying to get some shots onto Benya. Griffith. He does survive. And it looks like he will survive for a little while longer. Benya spotted out, takes a headshot. Good follow-up by DIY. Gets the knock onto Benya. And that's one down for Toyo. You see Griffith just back up across the street again. Alo, where are you trying to go, buddy? He does find a tree. It's gonna make it very obvious that he's at this tree because of the, you know, giant yellow Dacia taxi cab, but it's okay. Surely it'll be fine. Surely no one will immediately kill him like Cowboy coming down to this rock right now. Gonna prep a smoke just in case. Roth gonna rotate back up on the bike. Toyo, they're pulling up right next to Mira. Nade stuns coming out. The shots. Quan goes down and Fauna follows. LFP1 gets the nade onto Benya. The flush is coming out from Caspitan. Toyo trying to avoid the masses. LFP1, he gets a knock onto a different team. Disney gets an aid. Not a knock. LFP1 causing problems for AKA. The reses are still happening. LFP1, he got 2 knocks, but he's not going to get any kills out of it. Unfortunately enough for him. Toyo, a couple of them still have to try and make their rotate into the zone. Croc takes down Rello. LFP1 takes a couple of shots from Trisk. Tries to follow it up with a couple more, cannot find the final bullets that he needs. LFP1, it looks like he's going to cause more of a problem for Toyo than he is for AKA. As he is just snaking his way forward. Benya in the shack could be an easy knock if LFP1 has any nades. I didn't really see, but LFP1, he gets a knock onto Trisk before Benya gets the kill onto AKA, and then he steps out, and Croc, he can't find the shots that he really needed to get onto Benya. The Molotovs coming out from Benya. It doesn't look like they're going to connect with any damage. The nade from Emmy. It gets the re-knock onto Disney. We're going to see this AKA. They're making their way forward. Croc, Trisk, Nanu. What can they do? They get the knock onto Caspitana and Benya. And that's 2 knocked. Meanwhile, Emmy, he takes down 1 before Cowboy from the hillside gets the final kill onto Toyo as they go down in 6th. Oh my god, Alo. They still don't know about him. Oh, Lawson. He's a known commodity, but he gets a knock onto Roth. Can he get the flush? He's trying to go for it. The smokes, they're not coming out in time, and the shots, they finally connect with him. The stun's a little bit late. Lawson, can he find any more? Just throws a blue zone out blindly. The nade, it does go in. He stuns himself. DIY throws a nade towards the side, and now AKA, they're getting involved. Croc gets a knock onto Cowboy, and Lawson, he causes enough of a problem that Alcadzia may just fall apart right here. AKA may follow it up with a 3rd phenomenal game in a row. Alo, he gets the knock onto Rello. 5 kills for Team Liquid at least, because that's 5 kills for Alo. Alcadzia just getting caught out by solo players. First it was Lotson, then the team of AKA got involved, and Alo finally getting the knock onto Rello. Lawson trying to make his way forward. He does get a knock onto DIY, and now Cowboy, he's the last one remaining. Nades. Do they have any to throw towards him? It doesn't look like it. Cowboy's nade pulls up short. Alo trying to find an off angle. AKA, they're not going to want to let that happen. They're going to want to be the ones to get the kills. Is that an emergency cover flare thrown to try and crush the members of Alcadzia? I think it was. They do land right nearby. Alo, he's here. He wants to try and get the kill. He spots out Cowboy. He does get the kill. So Liquid, they secure themselves third place. 9 kills with Alo's 6. Now he's going to prep some more smokes to get ready to go even further forward. They hear the footsteps. They go for the spray. They're not connecting with any shots. As Alo, he makes it to the rock. He's in the zone. He can heal up and he can just try and take this fight. As Croc, he does end up getting the knock onto Alo. Akim spotted out on the side of the hill. The jumping shot as Nanu takes him down. Griffith surely will want to go for the insta-res as AKA they are pushing forward. Shark smelling the blood in the water, going for the spray, gets the re-knock, gets a good couple of shots onto Griffith, just needs 1 or 2 more. Goes for the reload, but Nanu from the side takes him down, AKA win the match. That is a second chicken dinner for AKA, who have really turned it up here. Toyo, 13 kills in 6th place. Team Liquid had 9. And that is how match number 3 comes to an end. Got a little bit choppy, obviously. Ended up losing our wonderful observer, but that is fine. We got to see the ending. We got to see how it played out, and we got to see some of the kills. But that's the end of the first half of matches. We're already halfway through. So, we're going to get ready for match number 4, and we'll be right back after a quick break. back into it. Match number 4. What does it entail? Any hut drops? Anyone see any hut drops? I do not. Bright side for Fairy Tale may be a little caught out along with Akim. It looks like they may be dropping in similar spots to other people for vehicles. So they just gotta be a little bit careful of that. Definitely don't want to go down early on just because you're trying to go for a vehicle. We've seen it often times before, and obviously playing without some of your players because of an early loss is not amazing, but that's a snom. You know what that means? It means it's this little guy right here. Snom. Snom. Oh my goodness. Love Pokemon way too much. Oh, let's see. 55. What can they do? So far, 6th place for them, 16 points, 12 kills, 4 placement points. They're not having an awful time in this. A lot of the times we've seen them start off kind of slow in Division 1. But it looks like this time they're right on par for what they need to be. Meanwhile, let's talk about the top of the leaderboard. They are soaking up the points. Our top 5 teams. Absolutely soaking up the points. It's AKA, Toyo, Luminosity, Elcadzia, and Team Liquid. 54 points for Elcadzia. That is kind of crazy. After just 3 matches, they're feeling it. They are loving it, and there's no question about that. We'll see if they'll be able to keep it up into day 2 as Bizzler hits a Bolty onto Smirzera. We'll see if Luminosity, it looks like they are just going to full commit to that, and that is probably a good idea, as Toyo not going to be fully ready for it, but you know who is? I shouldn't say that. Toyo was fully ready for it. Smirzera just immediately put into the vehicle and driven right away. Emmy was so ready. That's what I was trying to say, but I couldn't tell who was driving the vehicle. Emmy was so ready for that. He was like, "Oh, Smirzera got knocked. We need to like put him in the vehicle and go." Back to our leaderboard. AKA, we'll see if they can keep it up tomorrow. LFP1. What a headshot. On to Disney. Fauna surely gonna be able to just rotate right over and just, yeah, squish. Holy. Good shot for Mira. Good shot for LFP1. AKA, can they keep their consistency day number 2? They couldn't last week. Hopefully they can this week. They are looking a little bit better. They have extended their great games at least one more match so far. And then we have Toyo in 2nd place, 34 points. They also were going back and forth for some of the top spots last week. They had their moments, they had their games. Is the consistency to stay at the very top going to be there this week? Luminosity, 31 points, 3rd place right now. They didn't have a great game number 3. Can they turn it around here in game number 4? Elcadzia. They've been silently consistent. They've been getting kills, maybe not quite as many placement points, but they're at 21 kills. So, how are they going to be able to convert some of these kills into good positions to help them win in the long run and do better than they did last week, where they kind of fell to the bottom of the leaderboard on day number 2? Not really. They were kind of right in the middle. As AKA, they go down to Mira. And that's going to be the first bad game for AKA. Hopefully it doesn't persist that way. And they don't spiral down and stick around the 50-point mark. It would be very, very unfortunate for them, as it is kind of similar to what we saw them do last week. Meanwhile, Team Liquid, the other team that I really want to talk about, right towards the top of the leaderboard really quick, 27 points so far in this one. They had a great last week, and they had a great run on day number 2. Meanwhile, I'd say this is the first week in, probably 2 or 3 weeks where we've seen Team Liquid actually have a strong performance in the first couple of matches. Most of the time we see them kind of towards the middle or even bottom of the leaderboard. Sometimes in the second half of games in day number 1, sometimes even into day number 2. So they are up there right now, 5th place. We are just hoping that they can keep that consistency and show us the Team Liquid that we know and love. Fiery Tail on taking a couple of shots from dead there. Oh my god, dude. Stretch out my neck real quick. Looks like Taifu is knocked for nobody holds, 4-0, and nobody holds, just all kind of like spread out, separated. Oh, Age Fit. Going for the heal, takes a couple of headshots from Vapeskr. That's a second knock onto nobody holds. The flushes quick to follow. And now 4-0, they've converted on 3 kills onto nobody holds, and that's 3 more points. 4-0, who only had 4 points going into this. They had a phenomenal week last week. Maybe a little bit of an outlier. Maybe we'll get to really see their mettle in this one, see if they can turn their games around after 3 matches without really any production. How do they face it after a little bit of adversity? Are we going to see them turn around and launch themselves right back up the leaderboard? Or is it going to be a roadblock that really causes them problems? Could be a very interesting to watch. Meanwhile, the 4 teams that joined us for this week. Killing Spree. Was Bonsai in here last week? Why can't I remember if Bonsai was here last week or not? I feel like they were. Killing Spree, Nobody Holds, Dead, and Team Storm are the 4 teams that should be joining us this week. So we'll have to see how those teams do. Killing Spree currently in 9th place, so they're not doing awful. They are kind of getting some decent points so far and staying out of what would be a relegation zone if it were any week but the 4th one. Because obviously Series 4 will start in a couple of weeks after this. No, wait, this is just buffering, not slideshow. Completely different situation? Maybe not. As we go back into our slide, no, Slayer, he gets a knock onto Fauna Mira. They have 4 kills so far, and they're gonna want more than that. So Quan, he's gonna sneak his way up and over the hillside. Can't find anything. Bluff catcher. Even further up the hillside from Quan. It's Quan, he's still sneaking his way forward. Trying to find the players, and he finds LeBluff catcher. So now he knows how the spread is. He doesn't know exactly where everyone is, but he at least knows where some of them is. The shots, they go out towards the feet. He's not able to find the final shot, but LFP1 does. He finds the shot that's needed to get the knock onto JSN. Mendez is over there, but Mason going to be sending it down below. There, they have lost one. They don't want to lose out on this. Slayer spotted out. Shots coming. Bakeson, does he know that Mendez is right next door? Flush comes out. That's a 5th point, and they may just back off. Or at the very least reposition. They got their flush. They don't really need anything else out of this fight. They made sure to get their trade, got their point, and now they leave. I don't hate this play from Mira. They know that the other team has a pretty good spread. They know that it could be a problem as Rusty goes down to Mixtall. 55 putting the pressure on to Killing Spree. Oh, we didn't catch the stomp. That's a little sad. Oh, Mira, they've come back over here after Team Storm left. So, Storm came in, Storm disappeared. Oh, Roth getting shot by Lawson, almost gets flushed. Cowboy gets a couple of shots onto Lawson, though, to protect his teammate. I don't think it's going to be enough. I think Roth is probably going to go down here. Systematico is well spread out. Kadzia just trying to collect more information. Weren't expecting him to be there, and down they go. Brightside gets a knock on Paradox. It's now Fairy Tale fighting up against Dead. Brightside just layering more and more nades over. We don't hear a flush come out. They don't get their kill, and that's... Oh, they do. Okay. Brightside's kill is confirmed, and they're all backing off, so Dead, they're wasting util on nothing at this point. Oh, goodness. Goodness me, it's not time to get tired yet. We still have 2 more games to go after this one. Bonsai gonna shoot off 55 as they make their way up the hillside. They're gonna have to find somewhere that they can try and call home. Mixtall finds a little bit of a dip. It looks like we'll be getting some emergency cover ready. Gonna give them some extra hard cover to play behind. It's kind of slowed down. Yeah. Let's see. Bonsai, they're in a pretty good spot. Center of the zone. 55, they're in a dip, so they don't really have hard cover to work with, but they are in a pretty good spot. Toyo, they have hard cover to work with, not quite as close to the center of the zone. Meanwhile, Team Liquid rotating the hillside. Toyo gonna spot him out. Try and take some shots on their rotate. Purdy's front tire looking rough as he hits a wheelie there. And Team Liquid, they stop at a couple of hay bales. Now surely they continue their rotation as, oh, Fairy Tale. 4-0 spotted out. Vapeskir, he does go down. Griffith runs out of bullets, though, with that spray. Conf gets the knock onto DNL, so we have 2 knocked 4-0. More to follow as Akim gets the knock onto Lopez. Chimo gonna have to try and worry about Dead from behind. Chimo does get the knock onto MHP. 4-0 eliminated as Clausen gets the kill onto Chimo. Right side. Trying to make his rotate around. He knows Clausen is in this area. He didn't spot him. He was over there on the left-hand side of the screen. There he is. Clausen gets the knock. On to Griffith. Quickly traded by Brightside. Now it's... Oh, the rest of Dead was spotted out by Conf right there. Did he see that one was knocked? Griffith, the res, still gonna need to come out. Good shot onto Pirlo. 4x spray from Brightside. As, oh no, he's gotta hit the ground. He's gotta try and avoid that. MHP, though, gets the knock. Griffith gonna need to get rezzed. Akim gonna have to give some covering fire. Make sure Dead can't push onto this. It's gonna have to be some real good covering fire. Pirlo takes a couple of shots from Akim. Headshots from Pirlo, though. Nades coming out from both sides. Who doesn't hit the tree? Oh, Akim's nade. It looks good. Doesn't get the knock. Now he's just trying to avoid nades from the members of Dead End. But the reses are coming out. And it might be Fairy Tale back up to a 4-man. So we hop over to Luminosity versus 55. Snakers goes down. Baki finds one. H11 Jr. finds Bizzler. Wentz may be knocked, but Gadsden Voxic really gonna have to make something happen up against Luminosity. Shots coming out from Voxic, and now Systematico's from behind getting involved. Voxic, the last one left. Systematico's mopping house as the kill feed explodes. Team Storm going down in 11th Mira. They did have one knocked, an LFP1, but he's going to get rezzed by Quan. 4 pushmen. They're making their way over. Seifu prepping a nade, throwing it over. Should be able to get the re-knock onto LFP1. No, just a little bit off that nade from Seifu. As Tiska gets the knock onto Quan, the flush coming through. Loki steals the kill. Points that 4 pushmen surely wanted desperately. They are just grouped up in that middle section of the leaderboard. So those points would have been huge for them. Loki goes down to Anzira, stretched out maybe a little bit too far. Spot. Fakes in, sneaking up on the members of Systematicos. Another first aid gonna come off. 2 left for Fakes in. He's making his way forward. And he finds Anzira, and then he's gonna be able to play for the Rock. Learn goes down. That's his second. Can he get the shots onto Ribeiro? Ribeiro, good return shots, and he gets the third. Voxic on the other side takes down Lawson, and Systematicos systematically dismantled. As Mira having a phenomenal game here in match number 4, should be able to shoot themselves up the leaderboard killing spree. They're going to be ambushed any second. Fairy Tale, there they go, they activate. Biel goes down to a Kim. As the members of Killing Spree do make it forward. Caspitan spotted out, the shots coming out. And Gladios does get the knock onto Caspitan, so that's one down for Toyo. As Conf coming to get the flush. Benya spotted out, the shots coming out, and down he goes. Akim hits the headshot, Benya gets flushed out. Emmy gonna have to be careful trying to go for the res here. Out in the open, the vehicle, the only cover to work with. They do get the res. They're gonna have to hop into the vehicle and try and make it out of there before even more tires get popped, but the vehicle going right by Griffith just runs over Emmy. Conf gets shot out of the vehicle. Griffith just continuing forward as Brightside gets the flush onto Emmy and knock onto Caspitan. Tries to go for the drive-by, but he goes down. Clouzera gets the kill. I would have loved to see the second drive-by. That would have been hilarious to see one and then two get knocked by the vehicles. Killing Spree trying to make something happen. Caspitan goes down to the blue zone. Gladios do up against Clouzera. Looks like Clouzera just gonna play his life, go to a different spot. Griffith has made it into hardcover in the building, but the zone just gonna kind of center up. We have Team Liquid as a two-man. Two solos and then two other duos with 4 pushmen. As the only 4-man, Griffith gets a knock onto Japa. Fairy Tale up to 10 kills, then stuns coming out from Zero on to Griffith. He's gonna try and find him, goes for the shots, and he gets the kill. Griffith goes down in 6th place. Clouzera wanted to try and get involved, but Karam gonna spot him. And we're down to our top 4 teams. 4 pushmen, Killing Spree, Team Liquid, and Bonsai. Killing Spree. They're having a good set of games so far here in Division 1. Newly promoted and newly found success at a higher level so far for them. Sparking, he's pushed way up here without Luke 12. Rusty spotted out, the shots hitting the side of the tree. Sparking gonna be trying to stun forward. Luke 12, is he gonna be able to support at all? Good stun right into the face of Sparking. Luke 12 does get a shot onto both of them. So that's gonna be some good damage. The nade goes up and over, does even more damage. The stun, can it make them blind? Oh, Sparking doesn't push off of it. Gives them a little bit of time to recover. Now Smokes, blue zone going out. The shots, he does connect onto one. Goes for the shots, gets them both. And Killing Spree eliminated by a good couple of sprays from Sparking. Zero taken down by Tiska. 2v4, 4 pushmen up against Team Liquid. Luke 12 goes down quickly. Sparking, the last one that remains. What can he do? 1v4 up against 4 pushmen. 5 kills so far. Luke 12 would be 6. Sparking goes for the shots, almost takes down Karam. And now it's going to be Seifu. From behind, goes for the shots. Double headshot, down he goes. Quick as you like. And it is going to be 4 pushmen winning match number 4. Phenomenal game from them. They got a good chunk of kills. Fairy Tale, though, 10 kills, 7 for 4 pushmen. And that is how we end match number 4 as we take a quick break before we get ready for our first Miramar of week number 4 in match number 5. Number 5. Miramar is here. And I caught a dragon there. Let's go. Alright. Here we go. Match number 5. What sort of excitement does it bring? What is our leaderboard gonna turn into? Right now, 1st through 7th is kind of the top half of our leaderboard, and then it's kind of like 8th through 11th is our mid-pack, with Systematicos closer to the bottom than the mid-pack. So you kind of have those 5 at the bottom currently, with Team Storm dead 4-0. Nobody holds Systematicos. Mid-pack made up of Bonsai, Mira, Killing Spree, and 55. As, who would have guessed, 55 and Luminosity still refusing to not hot drop over this. One of you, just stop landing here. Luminosity is never gonna not land here. I don't know what I'm talking about. This is like a huge problem for both of the teams, though. 55 and Luminosity just, like, this ruins their tournaments. Is losing out on 2 maps because they always hot drop this position. And then if Team Liquid is in the, like, ooh, we wanna third party this mood, then they'll be there every single time for the third party. So it just seems like such a crappy hut drop. You would think that at some point one of these teams would give it up to the other. We'd have to look back through to see who has won more of these hut drops. Though I don't think Luminosity with Fox in them are ever going to give it up. Oh, Systematicos. How far is it? What do you got, like 500 meters or something? He has it ready. I feel like as soon as they hear gunshots and see, like, kills happening, we're gonna see so many mortars go flying. Look on the bright side. Fairy Tail doesn't really have the same point of contention because they didn't end up in a hut drop. So they're gonna just be able to rotate on 4th, not really have to worry about too much, and have a great time. Good for them. Wow. Need to, like, check my posture, I guess. Jeez, my shoulders were bothering me too. Okay. We're gonna sit here nice, prim and proper as these teams start their rotates. Liquid, it looks like they currently have a 1-2-1. Alright, let's change that into a 1-1-1-2. 1-1-2. Yeah. Sparking and Halo. Have made it into a compound together, so they're they're a duo, and then Luke 12 is way off on his own with the other member linking the cord between. AKA, they've had some great matches. They went out early in match number 4. How does that affect them going in to match number 5? Are they going to have a phenomenal match? Or is it going to start going downhill for them now? As it looks like all the members of Team Liquid are actually coming over here, as 4-0 is getting a little bit of a surround onto Liquid. Lopez spotted out, takes some damage. Does survive with his life for right now. So now Alo is all alone. So you have a 3-1 split. And the bolty shot's just trying to pop the tire of the coupe. I don't know if he was successful or not. I didn't hear any tire pop, and I didn't see any. But there's also no guarantee it wasn't. I mean, 55 and Luminosity, they're just not fighting each other right now. It's weird. They're just kind of sharing that space. Systematicos now is rotated over here. They're in front of both teams at this point, so they'll have to rotate through Systematicos after their fight, which doesn't seem like a ton of fun. It's never fun to finish one fight and then have to rotate through a whole nother team. Almost flips his buggy, but it still stays standing. Headshot from Conf. And he follows it up with a second. If he could have gotten a third bullet, that would have been crazy for a knock onto No Beholds. Gotta be careful. Every peak is a dangerous peak in a lobby like this. So you gotta make sure that you have the right angle and you got some cover right around you. Taifu spots out Griffith on the roadway. I think starting next series, though, I'm gonna try and bring in someone to co-cast with me. And see what happens. I know Hyperactive may be interested some days, and I'm pretty sure Isaiah would be interested. It'd be fun to kind of like get different people in here and everything. Not just have the same co-caster every time. I feel like that'd get a little stale. We'll kind of see what happens. I feel like I've been like a little tired some of these casts, and then other times I'm like super like alert and aware, and I just feel like it's different energy each and every time, and I feel like it'd just be easier with a co-caster to just give off the same energy the whole time, you know? Luminosity, they're still trying to take this fight. Lentz spotted out the shots, going through the final bullet, not connecting. He's at just a health point or two. Now Luminosity, they're gonna have to back off a little bit. They tried to get the knock, they tried to get the spread stack, it didn't work, and now it's not viable. Rello. Hello. Barely surviving, right on the edge there. But he does survive. And that's what really matters. Cause some mayhem. Alright. Alright. What a northern zone shift here. A lot of teams on the move, aka they thought they were going to be in a great spot. They were in the dead center of zone, and now... Oh no. Gotta get that bus up and moving. Cram gets a shot onto Nanu. Croc just bouncing around in between the different seats, trying to avoid any bullets. For Pushman, they're continuing to get shots over here, but none to really connect, and that's a rock. Nanu. Maybe it's not just Sparking that needs driving lessons. Maybe that's another rock. Okay. So we're gonna need to put both Nanu and Sparking into some driving lessons, because they're clearly struggling a little bit here. Sparkin was doing flips with his car earlier, front bumper to back bumper, and now Nanu is running into almost every single rock he sees. Oh look, Sparkin doesn't have to worry about flipping end over end now. All he has to worry about is making sure he deploys his parachute. And he'll be good to go. No worry, no worry. Gats. Gonna be up against Luminosity, and he doesn't get any of them. Halo. Didn't we see all the members of Liquid on the E-pickup? Did one of them get, like, shot out of the air? I'm so confused. I only saw 3 names there. I don't know exactly what happened, but that is unfortunate. Did 55 go down to Liquid? Oh, Luke 12 finds Voxic. So Liquid is... Oh no. DNL knocking Vape Skirt. Did we just have like a bunch of disconnects? Was there, so like a disconnect on Liquid, a disconnect for 4-0 there, and then Fairy Tale we saw one of them punching out their other teammate. So that would be like at least 3 people that disconnected. Was there just like some weird... Pirlo is disconnected for dead end. Weird. So many people disconnected right now. Love to see Pirlo. Looks like he may have reconnected. Luminosity, they have lost 2. Oh, they're gonna spot out AKA down below them. Headshot onto Nanu. Oh, Disney gonna be able to give covering fire. It's gonna make it so Snakers and Bizzler won't be able to get that flush onto Nanu, who is so close to going down. Fairy Tale making their way downtown. Flipping hard. Recovering fast. So we go straight back to the east, and Luminosity, they left Power Grid, they let 55 have Power Grid, and it may have been the wrong decision, because it is ending in Power Grid. Looks like Toyo took down one of the members, but nobody holds the rest of their members much farther forward. Team Storm. 2 players in this vehicle that is so close to blowing up. Alcadzia taken down dead now that they're finally making it. Pirlo ends up getting run over by his own truck. Unfortunate end. It's Paradox, the last one, left for dead. So they have run into their dead end for this match. They're making their rotate 4 pushmen. Seifu Kilowai does give a little bit of covering fire. Caspitan goes down, and Seifu, he's gonna have a oh, Lawson, he steals the kill because Seifu was trying to get the pan kill. Oh no, what a fumble there for 4 pushmen. Systematicos, they needed the point pretty badly, though. Only 12 so far. Into match number 5. Definitely not the point total you want to be seeing. Systematicos, they had a good couple of weeks, and now they've started to struggle a little bit. So we're going to have to see if they can pull it back together either day 2 or maybe even a good match in the next match. See what they can do going in to the next series. Fairy Tail making their rotate. Alcadzia trying to look down into them, see if they can spot anything. Lawson gets knock and flush onto Bisler, so Luminosity down to a solo player. Mira. They're going to be pulled up on by Fairy Tail here in a second. Conf, Aiken pulling up just a little bit short. They're making their push over. Surely heard and spotted out is Fauna, but the shots come through and the nade does some good damage. It's Mira. They're going to hop into the vehicle and start to back off. Shots coming out from Akim. He does get the knock onto one, but he almost gets traded out. He does get traded out by Quan Griffith. And Brightside. Gonna have to make something happen, Team Liquid. Coming back over this way. They spot out Quan, the double headshot from Purdy. And that's 2 knocked onto Mira. Good shot from Fakes in to make Purdy duck down. Fairy Tail, they're sending it further forward, but it's going to be right into Team Storm. Griffith goes down. Brightside, he's going to be the last one remaining. Akim just going to be rolling forward as a knocked player in the vehicle. Shots come out. Nade goes through, gets 1. They can't follow it up with any more. Both of them are just a single bullet as Alo from the other side gets a knock onto Slayer. LeBluff catcher, the last one remaining. He does get a first aid off. Right side, does he see them in the back of the truck? No, surely not. He sees him now that he's popped out of the back of the truck. And he's blown up the truck. LeBluff catcher, you gotta back off from it. And he avoids it all. And he avoids the shots. Brightside just wanting to finish off Team Storm here, and he can't get the final player. Now he's gonna start pushing forward. And he spots him out. He goes for the shots. He takes him down. Team Storm out in 13th. Brightside with another couple of points. Kadzia gonna have to make their push forward. Gonna throw the nade, but it's into the smoke. Nobody left there for nothing. They've already moved further forward. 55. in a spot of bother for Kadzia. And now 4-0. Have been spotted out. The shots come through. Double headshot from Cowboy. Down goes Vapeskir, the nade. It does a little bit of damage to the other members of 4-0. More nades coming through from Rello. What can he find? Can he get any more knocks? Vapeskir gonna be getting rezzed as DNL and Gmo both take good damage from the follow-up nade. What can Alcadzia do? Cowboy is crazy. He's not just so good, he's crazy good. Some more nades going up and over, doing a little bit of damage, but not enough to really cause any real havoc. Cowboy finally getting one. Rello takes down another, but DNL gets the trade. Cowboy gets DNL, and Vapeskir, the last one left, he takes down Cowboy. DIY there for the knock, and nobody here to capitalize. It looks like Systematicos was trying to sneak their way over, but now they're getting pushed by 4 men. Tiska goes down to Nanu. Lawson, he was there for Karam. The shot doesn't come through. And Zira, I think, heard Lawson. Gonna pop there, and he goes for the shots. Karam does get the knock in the end, but he gets traded by Anzira. Seifu making his way forward. Systematicos are completely eliminated now. Alcadzia, are they going to be able to spot out Seifu? And Karam, are they going to come down here? They do make their way over here a little bit. They do spot out Seifu. Do they know that Karam is also knocked over there? Don't think so. They just see the smoke, gonna try and take a couple of shots over towards it. Now, Alcadzia back on the move. 7 kills in this match so far. Nobody has gotten any placement points yet. Team Liquid Luminosity still alive, along with AKA. 24 players remain, which means we really don't have that many teams still up as a 4-man. What, you have Mira, AKA, and 55. 3 teams of the 9 teams still have all 4 players up and running around. Nanu, 1 bullet away from his helmet being gone as Seifu goes down to Trisk. Karam is spotted out. Croc gets taken down by Alo. And Karam, the blue zone, gonna start chunking away the nade thrown up and over from Nanu. Not gonna bounce far enough. The blue zone is enough to finish it off as Clouzera below ends up getting a knock and flush onto Trisk. That is AKA no longer up as a 4-man. They are a 3-man, standing above the 2-man of Toyo 55. The other 3-man spotted out by Benya. Baki goes down. Cowboy spotted out by Clouzera. H11 Jr. takes down DIY. Plunts Cowboy. Cowboy gets H11 Jr. And the kill feed just popping off Mixstall. He is spotted out. Plunts is already knocked. Mixstall not in a spot he's going to be able to help with. Nanu, the last one left for AKA, and he's just out in the blue zone. Only has 1 more first aid kit to work with. Benya goes down to the blue zone, and just teams falling one after another. We make it to our top 4. Nanu gonna go down in just a second. Roth with a great shot, being the last remaining member of Alcadzia to take down AKA, and we're down to our top 3 teams. Mira, Team Liquid, and Alcadzia. 4v3v1. Team Liquid gonna work with Roth here. to try and take down Mira, take this as a full 4v4. And hopefully not take any knocks from Roth. As soon as they take a knock from Roth, Mira is gonna be like hounds closing in on this one. Fakes in right in the center of the zone. Roth, he's gonna be focused by Team Liquid here. So unfortunately, I don't think he's really gonna be able to get any more kills as a headshot comes out from Alo. Roth, he's gonna try and duck down, but Purdy, he's on the prowl. Lurking further and further forward. They want to take care of the solo so then they can just take care of Mira 3v4. But Mira, they're already taking a lot of this space. So it's going to be close to impossible for Team Liquid to really move out of the shanties besides where Purdy is gone. Where Roth is. And that's not going to be in the next zone. Wrath just picking up a folding shield. Yeah, like I said, that's... La, la, la. Yeah, I think next series I'm definitely going to try and get, like, a setup for casting with someone else and try and have a co-caster. Roth, he's just driving a little bit. He's trying to reverse it. But it's not working quite how he wants. He saw that the folding shields were put up here. He's trying to find it, but fakes in. As he steps out of the smoke, immediately takes him down. Walked a little bit too far to the left, not far enough to the right. And now it's going to be Mira versus Team Liquid. Mira, 9 kills. They know where Alo is. Oh my god, what a headshot from Alo to open up the damage onto Mira. Fakes in. Still in a very good spot. Very controllable spot with the hard cover. Nade's gonna come up and over towards Alo. And what a nade from Fauna. Gets the knock. And now it's 2v4. Purdy, Luke 12. What can they do? Flush onto Alo. Up over the top. LFP1 takes down Purdy. Luke 12, the last one remaining. What can he do? Return nade. Almost takes down LFP1. Can't quite do it. Blue zone's coming through. Luke 12. Just going to be trying to survive. See if he can pick one or two off. See if there's going to be any 1v1s. But Fauna, he is waiting for the trade. Nade goes out to try and stall for time on that angle. Another smokes. And Luke 12, oh, he takes a couple of shots. The Molotov, and he goes down from the other side. Mira, 12 kills and a chicken dinner. They are not waiting till day number 2. They are trying to get themselves well up the leaderboard in day number 1. And that is how we end our first Miramar. We got one more match to go. We will be right back with it. And that will be the end of day number 1 as we get ready for day number 2. After that, plenty of excitement still to come. We're going to go to a quick break, just a minute and a half of ads because it is the final break. And we don't need quite as many. Ay. Bizzler takes down Baki early in this one, and Voxic takes down Plents. So that's already 2 knocked on this side of 55. Looking good for Luminosity to be able to just sweep through this one. Baki wants to get back up on his feet as Mixtall trying to get the res as early as possible. Voxic Gats, are they going to be able to push forward at all? Bizzler, the off angle, is he going to be able to maybe get a re-knock onto Baki? Mixtall, he hasn't taken any damage yet, so he can definitely be a game changer in this one. Voxic, only 16 bullets to work with. He's got to be careful, got to make sure every shot counts until he can get some more ammo. Bizzler in a similar situation, 13 bullets to work with. Meanwhile, Gats, he's got a full 69 in that M249. Good headshot from Bizzler onto Mixtall, and now both players going to be low. Mixtall goes down to the shot. And now the rush comes forward. Baki surely spotted out by Voxic there. As they go forward, Snakers around the side. Voxic with the headshot onto Baki, H11 Jr. The last one left. Bizzler, he doesn't have any bullets left, but he's still going to try and push forward. Cause a distraction. The bullet's going to be coming through. Voxic takes him down. And 55 out early in game number 6. They're going to have plenty of time to get ready for tomorrow's matches as Zero gets a knock onto Kilowai inside of Picado. I don't know if this is a new hot drop. I don't remember seeing this in the last match. Joppa, he's going to try and rush forward on this one. Oh, he spots out Tiska, who hits a good headshot onto Joppa. Not able to follow it up with a second. Instead, it was just a body shot, not able to get the knock. As we see Seifu, he's sneaking his way forward. Trying to get the res. Aguilar's out in the open, gets taken down by Karam. As Joppa takes down Karam. Gonna get the flush as well, and they might be able to go for the res onto Aguilar's and be back up as a 4-man for the fight up against 4 pushmen. Our leaderboard, it's looking a little bit closer, aka they still have a decent lead, but Toyo all the way down to LG are a little bit closer, and Fairy Tale 55, well, 55 is not going to get any closer, but Fairy Tale, they could still kind of close the gap and make it really close all the way through our top 8. Looks like Alcadzia going to be fighting Dead. Dead End do up against Alcadzia? Shots coming out. Roth gets the knock onto MHP, and that's an opening knock. Paradox, he's there for the anchor, but it's not going to be close enough to support. Is Alcadzia just going to fully start sending it forward? They're going to have to back off as AKA starting to get some shots onto Alcadzia. Roth trying to give some covering fire. Pirlo, he's on the backside. Paradox gets the knock onto Triss, gets a flush. Nade comes out from DIY. Does some damage, not a knock. Pirlo gonna prep the Molotov, gonna throw that forward, and that's gonna not go into the window. So Cowboy actually has an angle where he could cause some problems. Paradox crashing onto this. Nanu and the rest of AKA rotating up the hillside. Raw. Looks like he's just going to relax up there for right now. He is taking some shots. As, oh, Disney goes down to a shot from DIY. Unfortunate loss there for AKA, but it is just going to make the games even more interesting for us tomorrow. So it should be a nice, close set of matches going into tomorrow. Paradox, he's back on the tractor. It's going to give a good little off-angle onto Cowboy once he looks around it. Alcadzia. Maybe trying to decide whether this fight is actually worth it. If Cowboy can get an opening knock here and not go down, maybe it would be worth it. If not, I don't know how worth it this is. Paradox spotted out. Paradox gets the opening knock onto Cowboy. The blue zone going out. I don't think it's going to go far enough. DIY gets the trade. No, actually, the blue zone perfect onto Cowboy. Should be able to get the flush. No, it doesn't. Roth, he's moving closer. Rello trying to get some shots, covering fire. It's the Molotov coming forward, and Clausen goes down. Roth with the great off angle. The Molotov was also perfect. And it's going to get the quick flush onto Clausen. Pirlo. And one other up against Alcadzia. MHP, Pirlo. What can they do? Vrello and Cowboy, they go down together. MHP gets one with the gun, the other with the nade. MHP, he almost goes down from the shots as DIY. He takes down Pirlo. MHP. The last one left. Roth trying to find an angle. Headshot onto MHP. Finds the second. And now they just have to try and get the reses onto their teammates. But Team Liquid, they come a knocking. And I think Roth may have actually spotted out Purdy. So DIY, he's just going to have to try and get the reses as quick as possible. 10 seconds apiece. Will he be able to get both his teammates back up on their feet? He hops into his vehicle and just goes back up the hillside. I don't know if they know that Liquid is here yet, ready to pounce on top of them. As we're down to 12 teams. Akim goes down for Fairy Tale. Brightside spotted out by Lawson. My eyes are getting heavy. I must not have gotten enough sleep last night. We're gonna have to, like, go straight to bed after this. No going onto my phone or anything. Straight to bed. Oh, Alo. He's gonna have some free shots onto DIY. They come through. Only one headshot connects. And DIY, he's gonna make it away. Cowboy goes down to loot 12. So they do find one. Roth is spotted out. Surely he should have gone down there, but he survives just barely the tree of life right there, protecting him. And we go straight south. This could turn into a bloody mess. There was almost no teams down to the south to start this off. Bonsai as a 3-man are down there. Slayer and his team are down there. Hadzia, they're going to be making their rotate 4-0. They're going to be able to stop any rotates up to the north. Now I have the hiccups. I did for a second. It's my body just giving myself, like, chest compressions, like, hey, make sure to breathe. Can't stop breathing. We need you to breathe, breathe, breathe. If you're gonna cast. Ooh, sparking over here on the edge of Impala. Roth trying to scout forward. Gotta be careful. Sparking. Oh, sparking, oh, sparking. Spawn's away a little bit. Can he make it farther away? Yes. Goodness, dude. Why am I so low energy right now? I find a spot in zone, nobody holds. They're taking an E pickup. Toyo, they're not in zone yet. There should be plenty of space. It is phase 2, 12 teams, 43 alive. Aguilar is going to prep a smoke so he can just make it into the building, be safe. Where does nobody holds go? They're still in the E pickup. Mira. They're pulling up onto the north of Impala. Nobody holds. They're going all the way up to the top of the rock, as one would expect. Pickups, they're just meant to get on top of the tall rocks. Hesno trying to get some shots onto Elkadzia. Just like Elkadzia, they're going for a little bit of a 2-1 split. One at the gas station, 2 at the edge of Impala. Long range shots. All the way down onto Team Liquid. Or nothing. They gotta commit to something here. They don't have to fully commit. They do need to, like, have a 2-2 split at most, I feel like. 2-1-1, not gonna work. There is a lot of open fields in this one. So you gotta be careful and wary of that. A-Kim spun out and Purdy not gonna let him live for long off of that. They get the flush as well. 2 kills going the way of Team Liquid. Systematico's trying to hold down the north of the zone. Toyo may be coming in late along with AKA, who are still alive. Luminosity. They are on the west right now, but it looks like they might be rotating a little bit closer to the south here shortly. DNL and all of 4-0 can now consolidated onto this one compound. I feel like they still could have done a 2-2 split if they wanted, but they chose not to, and that's fine. Sometimes it is just better to have all 4 on a compound if it is good enough, and that compound is very good to be able to play from. If you have 2 different teams kind of launch at you at the same time, that's when problems can really start arising. Saw so much damage go up, but it looks like it's towards AKA as they're eliminated by Mira. Toyo, they're also getting eliminated in the field. Shots going through, and it's Sparking who ends up with the kill. We saw at least 3 different colored damage numbers going through there. Luke 12 gets another knock onto Anzira. He is just living it up right now, hitting all of his shots that he needs to. Kadzia still on the edge of Impala. Nobody holds. Gonna be running right into Team Storm is Kesno. He spots out Slayer, goes for the shots. It wasn't headshots though, so it's not gonna be a knock. Couple of body shots. If that was a headshot and then a body shot, it may have done enough to try and get the knock. But unfortunately, just a couple of body shots is not going to be enough. The zone kind of centers up for nothing. Bonsai going to be in good spots along with Fairy Tale. Fairy Tale in a kind of hard to defend spot though. Dude, I'm like falling asleep here. I'm so tired, I guess. Holy. I don't think I've ever been this tired during one of these casts before. Need to make sure I'm better rested in the next couple of weeks. We want to bring only the best to you guys. And being tired, game 6, and not being able to bring the best is not what we want. Not at all what we want. As nobody holds, they are starting to make their push onto Team Storm. They haven't gotten any knocks yet, though, and they need to soon. Yeah, Lightbite? Just like... Ugh. You know? Honestly, that worked pretty well. DJ's telling me to have some warheads. Alright, DJ. We'll have some warheads. Maybe some sugar will get me going. Slayer almost caught out by Kesno again. Again, not able to get the shots. Ugh. Warheads and stretching. What else could I need? Oh my god, it was... Oh, it's all bent. That's why. Lawson, he thought he had found a good spot, but he's just getting hammered by Team Liquid. And Zero Lawson, they're in a spot where they want to try and cause trouble. Oh, you want me to have warheads and hydrate? That's not gonna work out, DJ. As HVIT, he gets the knock onto Mendez. So that's the first one down on Team Storm. And nobody holds. They may have not gotten an opening knock to get into the compound, but now they have, as now Slayer gets the trade onto HVIT. I can't get this open. There we go, and now from behind, Slayer's getting shot in the back, but again, just not connecting with all the shots that he needs. JSN takes a headshot, but he also hits a headshot. Slayer trying to come around the side of the building again to take down Taifu. The stun goes out. No push being made off of it. Alright, I got my warheads ready for in a second. The bluff catcher, he takes a headshot. Soitera not able to get the knock, and now he does. So that is a second one down for Team Storm. What else can nobody holds do? Kesno finally making his way down the hillside. Flush coming out. JSN trying to find a spot to go to. Takes a shot in the side from Soitera. Kesno, little bit of bunny hopping to get up onto the rooftop. Soitera, you gotta be careful trying to loot this body right here. Oh, JSN, he's getting shot at from the side. Slayer, he almost goes down. Now he does. Soitera finds JSN, and down goes Team Storm, and now that nobody holds has finished that, they're gonna have to try and continue forward. We have 3 different teams. No, 4 teams fighting right here. Team Liquid making their way forward. Sparking takes down DIY. Okadzia taken care of. Team Liquid still have to try and make their way forward. As Fairy Tail sharing a little bit of space with Team Liquid right now. Bizzler, he was spotted as he gets the knock onto Bright Side. Griffith, he just needs to hit 1 or 2 bullets onto Bizzler, and that'll be enough for a knock. Completely blinded right now. Bizzler, he could have made his move. Still just not taking it. Now the shots go through. Good Molotov onto where Griffith was, and he finds him through the grating. Okay, we're gonna... Yeah, we're gonna eat these now. What an angle from Luke 12 to be able to find that. Joppa takes down Purdy in return, though. That nade bouncing all over. Rode up the side of the wall. Joppa takes down a second. Takes down a third, and now there's only one left for Team Liquid. The Vector going through from Aguilar's, and down goes Liquid, all to Joppa. Now nades coming through onto Mira. They're looking good. Gats gets the knock onto Fakeson. Quan and Fauna, they're still alive. It's now going to be a 2v3 Snakers. He found another nade, and then Lawson gets a knock from the other side. Fauna, the last one left, he takes the nade. Doesn't go down. The blue zone, is it going to be enough? Another nade goes out. Fauna still alive as now Luminosity getting knocks and kills onto Bonsai. Lightbite, I don't know if you're still here, but if you are, would you be interested in co-casting some of these with me at some point? I don't know if you're normally up this late or not, but... I'll figure it out a time. This is week 4, so next week there's definitely gonna be a break. So it probably wouldn't be till at least the week after. But it's usually Monday, Tuesday. So. So that would be... it starts 7 p.m. Eastern and goes till, well, about now. Got it. Yeah, it starts about 7 p.m. Eastern. I don't know what time that is for you. You could probably do a day. That's fine. I kind of want to try and get, like, a bunch of different people to co-cast, and not just have, like, the... Oh, you are? Perfect. That makes it easy. Yeah, so 7 is what time it starts. So... That would be fun. Japa trying to hold off Luminosity. It's the last member of Bonsai remaining. Oh. That's, it was 70 degrees and sunny here all day. I don't know what to tell you. Sounds like I got the better weather right now. Oh, Fauna, he gets Joppa before he goes down to Kesno. So that's gonna be 3 teams remaining. 4-0, nobody holds in Luminosity. And 4-0, they are just gonna be living it up in the compound. They get the knock and the flush onto Taifu. Kesno gets taken down by Snakers, and Soitera, the last one up right now, looks like he's gonna try and go for the res right away. Re-knock from Bisler, but Soitera gets the knock onto Snakers. And Snakers, he's not going to be able to get rezzed in this zone. They have nowhere to go. Lopez, he gets the knock onto Gats. The question is, how long can Bisler survive? Can he do anything up against 4-0? 4x spray towards Lopez, but not a single bullet connects. And down he goes. That's how we end match number 6 for the day. 4-0 wins, 2 kills. Luminosity, though, great game from them. 14 kills, 1900 damage, 8 assists. Phenomenal from them. We'll wait to see the updated leaderboard really quick, because obviously I want you guys to be able to see that, and then I gotta go to bed. That way I am ready to go for tomorrow. But yeah, I gotta get a whole scene set up and everything for 2-man casting, if I'm gonna do that in a couple of weeks. Shouldn't take me very long. I just have to make sure that I need like YouTube audio, and then I need Discord audio, and then my mic volume. And I should be good. Or I don't know if that's going to be the best way to do it. I might have to look into like vMix or Ninja VOD to see how that works. I'll mess around with it. This is our final after 6 matches, aka in first place, 61 points. Luminosity in second with 56. Liquid in third with 54. They finally started out a day super strong. Great from them. Alcadzia, Toyo, 4th and 5th, tied with 53 points. Mira at 6th with 50 points. Those are your top contenders right now. Followed by 4 Pushmen, Fairy Tale, Bonsai, and then you're kind of like dropping a little bit down to 55, 4-0, nobody holds, Killing Spree, Systematicos, and then 2 of our teams down to 15th and 16th. I normally run camera, but if I'm gonna do 2 people, I'm probably just gonna swap to this one for most of it, which I should have done so you guys can see the leaderboards. Because obviously, seeing my face would be a little confusing when there's 2 people talking. And then, obviously, if there is 2 cameras, then we're taking up half the friggin' screen by that point. The other voice is my conscience. Just listen to your conscience, and you'll know that the right way to do this. Oh my god. Alright. That is where I'm going to call it for today. I appreciate it. Lightbite, I'll message you at some point, figure out more, and then I'll obviously try and find more and more people to do some co-casting and stuff with. That way I can try and always have a co-caster no matter what. I hope everyone here has a wonderful night, though. Appreciate all the support for coming by, stopping by. Have a wonderful night, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.